Hi, I'm Arsham, and this series of videos about computer science and game development are sponsored by Kitakode. I've started taking a course called CS50 made by Harvard, which gives you all the knowledge you need for computer science and game development. And this series of videos are summarized versions of that course. Feel free to check it out for yourself. Now on to the video. Every programmer should know how to use a command line. So in this video, I'm going to teach you the basics of what you need to know. So let's start off by answering the question, what is a command line? We're all familiar with different types of operating systems like Windows or even Mac OS. But some people use another type of operating system known as Ubuntu or Linux. And this is pretty similar to Mac and Windows, but most of the tasks you want to carry out are done through a terminal or a command line. On the other hand, Windows and Mac do have terminals, but they mostly use the GUI or the graphical user interface, which basically allows you to interact with the computer, for example by clicking icons, dragging and dropping, and much more. And we have used the command line before to run our code, but we haven't really gone into depth in other commands that are useful for programmers to not have to use the GUI. So basically, most of the functions that you can do with your mouse, like creating files and directories, you can also do while typing commands in the terminal. So now let's take a look at some useful commands that we can use. Okay, so let's start our examples. So in many of these commands, before we start, there are a few commands that we need to learn. And it's not that difficult to learn because it's not full sentences you need to write basically. It's just just short commands that you would have to do to remember some of the stuff that might be important to you. So let's start off with our first one, which is CD, which stands for change directory. So basically, as you guys can see, we're in our home directory. There is a directory behind this. We'll talk about this later on. But this tilde and slash is basically our home directory. That means we're not in any of these folders. Let's say we want to go in this test folder, for example. So we have to write cd, basically change directory, and the name of your directory, so test. Make sure the casing is correct as well. Now hit enter. As you guys can see, the directory has changed from just tilde slash to tilde slash test. So as you guys can see, now we're in this directory. Now, for example, let's say we want to list the stuff in this directory. As you guys can see, if I open this, there is another folder which has by in it, but for now we're not going to worry about that. We have a folder, a directory, hello text, and int.c. For example, these are just example files I made. So how do we list down the things we want to see in this directory? So how we do that is very simple. Just do ls, which stands for list. So once you do ls, you'll see a list of all the directories and files there are. So let's say since this is a directory, it would be test1 slash, which is this, hello.txt, which is the text file, and int.c, which is our C file. So let's say now we want to move into our test1. Now cd test1. As you guys can see, now we're in test1, test/test1. But now let's say we want to go back and we don't want to be in here. You could either reset your terminal, which is not really that nice of a thing to do. You could do this. You could do cd, so change directory, and ... which would bring you one layer back from where you are basically. So and then we can do another cd ... and now we're cd space ... and now we're completely out of that basically directory, the whole directory, the test directory. Okay, so our next command is actually something called pwd, present working directory, and this is for showing the current directory you're working in, and not like ls. That just shows the context of everything inside of it. So let's try it. Just type pwd, and as you guys can see, as I told you guys before, this is our home directory, but it doesn't show this behind it. So since we're on a server, it'll be home/ubuntu and so on and so forth. Let's say we're going in test1. So let's try going in test, and now let's do pwd. As you guys can see, home/ubuntu/test. So basically this whole part just is replaced by tilde slash, so it makes it a bit easier to read at often times. Okay, now we've been able to travel our way back and forth through directories. Now what we want to do is basically make a directory with our console. So how we do that is using mkdir. So basically what this stands for is make directory. So mkdir, and we want to put the name of the directory. Let's name it, for example, hello, capital H. As you can see, when we run this, when we close this one, we have a new directory. Although it is quite empty right now, but it is a directory. And it's very simple actually, mkdir hello. And this brings us to our next command, which is cp, or which stands for copy. So what if we want to copy, for example, a file in here like hello.txt to our new hello directory. So how we do that is actually very simple, is copy is cp, and we want the source of where it is. So let's say it's in test slash no, it's not test1, just hello.txt, and then we want our destination, which is just hello. And as you guys can see, we have copied our hello.txt from our test file. It's not removed because it's only copying it, and we're pasting it inside our hello directory. So yeah, this is actually pretty useful if you want to copy files. But what if you want to copy a whole directory? So let's try it out. What we want to do now is just remove this hello.txt, and we want to copy this whole thing. So what we do is cp, and how we do it is actually we want to add a -r. So basically this copies our whole directory and pastes it inside our new directory. So let's just take the test directory and put it in hello. And once we run it, as you guys can see, the whole test is inside our new hello directory. And you can remove this however you like. Okay, now we have a directory that we're happy with. But what if we want to remove some of the files in here? So let's close this directory for now, and I'll teach you how to remove a directory after this. But for now, we're just going to teach you how to remove a file from an existing directory. So let's try it out. So cd test, so now we are in this test directory, and we want to remove, let's say, int.c. So how we do, we don't really write remove because it's not a really short form. So we do rm, and then we do the file name, so int.c. And you would get prompted regular empty file. Since it's an empty file, you just type yes or y, and then it would remove it for you. But let's say we don't want to remove everything one by one. Let's say we want to remove this whole directory. So let's go back, cd dot, and what we want to do now is remove the whole directory. And how we do that is, as we've done before with doing directories, we do -r. And then we would put the name of the directory, and it would remove that directory. So let's press enter, and let's give a confirmation. And yes, since we have to have all of them confirmed that we want to delete all of them, we put yes. But again, this is quite a bit of a problem, isn't it? So how we do that, how we fix this actually is very, very simple. So what we do is just by adding a -f, you can make it much easier. So let's say now we've removed that directory. Now we want to remove this directory. So let's clear our buffer, and let's say we want to remove hello. So how we do that is rm -r, which is since it's a directory, -f, which we want to remove it without being prompted every time, and we want the directory. So let's write hello, and as you guys can see, it removed it without asking. You have to say yes, yes, yes every single time to get confirmation of which ones you want to delete. So yeah, these are the basic commands that you need to know for doing a bunch of stuff in our command line. Of course, there's many more commands that you could learn, but for now, these are the basics, and you could just go ahead and search them and find out some of them that you want to learn. And they're also pretty useful, but these are the most useful ones you would use on a daily basis. Of course, we have make, which is like a C compiler. Make your file in .c, for example. We don't have any. But once you make it and you do that, we've already taught you that part, but that's basically it. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please feel free to subscribe. And also hit that bell icon because it makes you notified every time I upload. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.